Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.
Hell. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD. What would Dante do? Sexual Revolutions being podcasted. What's popping, y'all? We back in the studio. Motherfucking Harry here.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Helping everybody out.
chilling. Got his newsy cap
That's right.
on. Just,
The news. I don't know if you watch the news. It ain't good. It ain't good.
my man Pun in the building all
good?
day.
Was good.
Stop playing. Fucking big domino in the back.
That's right. Fresh from Skankfest. You got some skank on you still, Dom?
I got a little too much on me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It was a wild time out there. I ran into Dominic a couple times out there, but it's so crazy we didn't even get a chance to talk.
Hey, Domino, did you get a little stank on your hang down?
I did not know. I was so busy. I was running around everywhere.
Yeah.
Sunday was like my day to hang out, but even then I was in the boxing battle royale.
Oh, he was in the boxing battle royale.
Yeah.
I got my shit handed to me.
A word, you got your clock clean.
Well, he thought it was the way it was presented to him by Luis J. Gomez was that it was a kind of a fun thing and you get in there. But the problem is some of the people in there
took it serious.
They took it serious.
275 pounds, like real fighters. I found the dude who got me out after. I would have stood no chance. And out of all the 20 people, they put me in first.
Okay.
So there's no way I would have survived. I took one for the team. Someone had to go out first. I was like, okay, I'll do it.
And did you get knocked or no?
You got knocked
I
down.
got knocked to the ground, yeah.
Yeah, the rules are you just get knocked to the ground. They don't wait to knock people out.
Dom, you got to know when to take a dive, baby.
Yeah. There was also nothing to win. I don't think there was a prize. A lot of these fights, I forget, there's no prize at the end.
Turn that down.
And what ends up happening, because I would call them, I was doing the broadcasting for all these, and I would be, and what happens is these guys get tired after a while, and then they realize like, oh, I'll quit because there's nothing at stake here. This was just an exhibition.
That's cool.
Though the ass slapping contest, $750.
Yeah,
that was fun.
nice.
That was fun as shit. Skankfest is a lot of fun. I think you can still see them on Veeps.
Yeah, I think everything's still up there for replay.
Check that out.
Anyway, we're here, saving lives. I'm on some good shit. I got to shout out my man, Vic Salas. Dog.
Vic Silas?
Salas. He fucking had consultations with me. First time ever that I've had a dude do a consultation and then did what I asked him to do.
Okay, what was this?
First, I asked him, he was laying the 5 bricks. First time ever a dude listened to what I said specifically and did exactly what I told him to do. Like for 200 days, 210 days, he laid bricks for 5. Now, it was a little longer than I would have liked. I would have liked him to check back with me, but I'm saying.
But you didn't give him a specific
And I said,
time
when
frame.
he said 210, I said, wait a minute, how long have you been, I was like, how long you been doing this? And he was like, he was like, yo, I'm like 210 days. I was like, okay, so now what did you do? Because I explained exactly what laying the 5 bricks is, right? Are you familiar with this part or no? Sort of.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
But there's very, very specific things about it.
Well, for 5 bricks, you should explain it to some people who never know what it is, but it's a way to get out of your uncomfortable.
It's a way to become more social. It's a way to get girls. It's a way to get out of your comfort zone. It's a way to be more. I have a plan that I put guys through who have problems getting with girls and getting the quality of women or the quality of women that they want, and because of they just don't know. They're good guys, but they don't know how to proceed. And so I've broken it down into very specific tasks that sort of my Mr. Miyagi, my wax on, wax off. If you do these things, you pick up skills without even knowing that you've picked up the skills. So it's basically where you're paying 5 women a compliment 5 times a day. Five strange women 5 times a day. You're paying a compliment. The compliment has to be non-sexual. It has to be honest, and it has to be you got to do it 5 times a day, every day without stop, and so it's honest. Non-sexual, not just the women that you find attractive, an array of different women, and they all have to be strangers, not people that you know. And you can do it when you're at work, but that doesn't really count. You have to go out in the street to a bar or something, it's mall or something, and pay 5 compliments a day. And just the simple fact that you do that because it's something that you don't do, It's like exposure therapy. Like most guys who, once in a while they get up enough nerve to talk to a woman or whatever, and then they do, and then it's and then the woman is they feel like the woman is attractive, so now they're nervous, they're afraid of what the outcome is, they don't want to get rejected, so they like her because she's attractive, so the conversation, it's so many bad things about that if you're just doing it off the top. And so the plan, DanteandHarry.com, click on consult if you trying to get your weight up. This process, and I walk you through the first step, and then we adjust it depending on the person, what you need. And what it does is the first thing it does, it removes the fear and the anxiety. Because if you let emotion have a seat at the table, you are already behind the 8 ball, because you're going to you're not going to access the fact that and I mean, you've done martial arts and fought and shit like that, sparred and stuff.
Me? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Punisher. My apologies. Sorry. I get confused sometimes.
In order, the thing when you train, you train how to execute punches and kicks and stuff like that. But you mostly train to get hit in the face and maintain composure.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to get hit and still fight back. You don't need to get hit and you turn.
That's not going to do you any good.
Stop. Big shout out to Dom, who.
Well, I don't think he visually did that. Maybe verbally. I didn't hear it, but
he didn't
I got to go back and watch it. There's so much going on. Now I want to go, knowing what he knows now, I want to go back and rewatch it and see what Domino was doing.
I was not doing too good.
Yeah.
I've never fought before, and
Never had a fight.
No,
Never.
I've never boxed before, and it was like a lot of heavyweights. Did not know what I was getting myself into.
That's
but
so funny because there was
anyway.
a pillow fighting contest that he could have entered into at Skankfest,
But
Lewis did not pitch
Lewis
that to
asked
him.
me specifically if I would do the Battle Royale. He didn't ask me if I want to do anything else. And originally I was supposed to fight G-Mike or Tri-State Mike, but he backed out for an easier opponent.
Really?
Yeah, he fought one of the interns for Legion of Skanks instead.
How'd he do?
I thought he won, but it ended in a draw.
Okay. He didn't want none of Domino's, baby.
I guess not.
Oh, that's right. That was the fight where the loser was going to leave Skankfest.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were going to.
No, it wasn't just Skankfest. They were going to leave Gas Digital.
Oh.
They were going to
they
quit
were-
their job.
They were going to do that. Oh, and Big J. That's why Big J wouldn't pick a winner. He left it to the crowd, and it ended up being a draw.
He couldn't pick between.
That's cool.
But that's gangster though. For the never had a fight and then
Just be like, I'm gonna
get
do
in a
it.
battle
You
royale.
really
that's
should see the
crazy.
other opponents. It was like
It was a little wild. It was there were some guys with some experience, some prison tattoos, some non-prison tattoos.
Here's the other thing about this. You haven't met Luis Gomez either.
Yeah,
He is the owner and proprietor, one of the owner and proprietors of this place. He'll ask you if you would be in it, but is he really? Is he
Well,
really?
not when you work for him. Yeah,
Is he really asking if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna be in it?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So-
you don't really got a choice.
a lot of that. But anyway, you're saying we're going back to the 5 bricks. Anyway, let's go back. I mean, you've explained what the 5 bricks is. What about this consultation? The dude did exactly what you
He did
said.
exactly what I said, and because I can always quiz the guy. They won't do the amount that I tell them to do. They won't do it the way that I tell them to do it. They'll always do some freestyle of what they think to do, because it's because they walk in, and I'm not mad at it because that happens. It just what I've just learned through time is that guys do not want to do it. It's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable situation. And so they will always freestyle and find a way to do some version of what I'm telling them to do, but not what I'm telling them to do because they think it's not going to make a difference. But it's all been worked out. I mean, the math has been done. There's a reason why it's 5 a day. There's a reason why you have to do it to an array of different women, just not the women you find attractive. There's a reason why you don't ask for the number. There's a reason why you doing it at your job doesn't work. There's a reason why the compliment has to be non-sexual. Also, there's a reason why the compliment has to be honest. There's a specific reason why I do every aspect of it. And what it does is it takes into consideration all of the problems that I've collected, the understanding of the fear and the anguish and the anxiety that people have, and what they have that anger and that anxiety from, and how the process of putting you through the plan. DanteandHarry.com. Click on consult. You can't do it by yourself. You can start with the original, what I'm telling you to do now, but you're gonna fuck it up because everybody does. But it's something we can adjust, and but each thing takes into consideration all of the fears, the pitfalls and stuff, and then I build on that foundation. And big shout out to Vic Salas. First dude to actually do it. Like he did a consultation with me. I explained what he had to do. He did the consult. I told him what to do, and he did exactly what I said, which was amazing. I mean, now there's different phases to it, but because of it, it just makes it so much easier for me to progress somebody in their understanding of social dynamics. So, also, send me some fucking money. God damn, what's up? We've been on for a long time. I don't. Shit, just give me some money, y'all. Stop playing.
So we're talking to Vic. What did you gather from his feedback?
Just that he was like a real soldier. Like he just paid attention and he did what he was supposed to do. Now, you mean after going through the process?
Yeah. Did he give you feedback on what it?
Sure. I mean, I do that anyway. The second thing, and when somebody actually does it, the first thing that happens is they're not as afraid to talk to women. Like there's this kind of mystery thing of like that this whole idea of just having a conversation with a woman is something that's so difficult to do. And when you just first of all, you're paying a compliment and you're not trying to get the number, you know, it's not about them. It's not about the result. It's just about you at that first step is taking the first step. Like just being able to say, I'm going to do this and you do it 5 times a day because it creates a pattern of what you're doing. It speaks to how you program discipline in people. Like whenever we get, and you'll see this with phone lines are up to 513-202-NERO. Cash App is up. Send me some money. When you'll find, I'll have guys who call in and, you know, I'm not really that social. I'm not a really social kind of guy. And I don't want to hear that. Like the minute you define who you are as a person is a problem. Like if the definition of what you say you are. I'm not really a guy I'm not a guy who wears that. I can't pull this off. It's like what you're doing is you're defining who you are. Now, there's something that happens in the brain that's really interesting is that you say you have an idea of what you perceive yourself as, right? And then your brain doesn't want to be a liar. So it will do things specifically to make your actions align with who you see yourself as a person, right? So one of the things, if you want to be somebody who, like for instance, like discipline. If you want to be somebody who's disciplined, you can't say, yeah, you know, you can't schedule, oh, I'm gonna start working out tomorrow. You got to say, we got to call. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's take one.
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
What's good? It's Trey from San Diego.
What up, Trey? What's going on?
Nah, I just wanted to call in. I seen y'all had Punisher up there. I wanted to say, man, you know, that having ED, man, that shit ain't no joke. Especially like when you're younger.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, man. I wanted to ask, well, how much was that implant that he got?
32 grand, bro.
32 grand.
But you can get it cheaper than that, right?
Yeah. You can get it. So I use the top doctor. I use a top doctor in New York City. So everything in New York City is like a premium. But there's doctors in Atlanta, a couple of doctors in Florida, especially the guy in Atlanta is pretty decent where you may be able to get it done for almost half of that if it's something you were looking into.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dante. I don't know if Godfrey ever told you about this guy Alex. I used Alex, but shit, that was about 3,000 shit.
Yeah, Alex is he's a
Oh yeah, he's the
bad
greatest,
motherfucker.
man. I got the blood work done. He put me on the supplement game. Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, that dude, he's crazy. Like
He
Alex,
the real,
big
he the real
shout
deal.
to Alex, bro. Alex is it's like an herbalist, and he deals with he deals with your. It's hard to explain,
ailments.
but what he does is he there's an electrical current in every organ. And he has a way of measuring the proficiency of the organ and how it's functioning with the highest level of electrical current. And then what he does is he changes the chemical makeup of your body so that those organs work at top condition, and it literally heals itself. Stuff that he's, like you have chronic illnesses that he's clear, and he's also kind of diagnosed people. Yo, your father has he'll be like, your father has a heart, he has a heart problem, and they'll do a blood test or whatever, see nothing, and then he'll have a heart attack like a month later.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he's looking at, by the time sickness shows up in your blood, you've been sick a long time for it to actually show up in his blood, and he's reading it from the electrical pulses in the organs. And that's how the heart works, how the lungs. It's all electrical current. But I appreciate you calling in, family. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks, bro.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, y'all have a good show.
Later.
Thanks, man. And talk about your book there for a second, Punisher, because it is about that subject that he brought up. For people, for people who don't know, he's not randomly calling up. Hey, thanks for that erectile dysfunction advice you gave me on the subway the other day.
Yeah.
You have a whole book on it.
Yeah. So, as the dreaded thing, he said at a young age, some guys, you start to struggle in the bedroom.
Sure.
And, a lot of people, it's medical issues, which there's no way avoiding that. But for me, it was specifically mental. So going through the process of trying to figure things out, I wanted a quick, permanent fix. So I ended up getting an implant.
How old were you when you got the implant?
48.
48.
Yeah, 48. And usually guys get that at 70 years old.
That's a
right?
young age for a penile implant. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually the best age, right? Because if you're gonna do it, if you have the issue and you're gonna do it, what you rather have it at 48 when you're still making moves, or
Right, that's true.
70 where you just rock hard at the bingo game, right?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That don't help you, right?
D69, everybody. D69.
But the book is not just about getting an implant. It's kind of like
It's your whole life story.
yeah, it's my life story, but it's the mental state of how it led to having erectile dysfunction issues mentally, and it's a lot of validations of
You
yourself
still have it
through
inside
sex and
everything?
stuff like
Is it
that.
still in there? You haven't removed it or anything?
Move what?
The implant is still in there.
Oh no, that's there, bro.
That's
That
there
ain't
for
going
the
nowhere. Yeah,
for the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how's your dating life going now anyway? Because last time I was here and we got into it, like you were, because Punisher, I mean, he's a hot property there. He's on the market. He can, but it's keeping him. That was the issue last time we spoke. How's it going now?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still just a hoe, bro. I ain't. It's not looking for no love scenario.
No?
Whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm just. In the big picture, you would say you want to settle down.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just having a good time, flowing, dating, working that scenario out, and then if something special comes along, it comes along. I'm not like walking around like bitter, like I don't want to make a connection, but. The older you get, the more selective you become because you don't want to disturb your peace. So,
what is the biggest thing now that you either look for or turn down? Something that you would have taken when you were younger, but now you're like, nah, I'm good.
Gay dudes.
Well, the older I get, I realize it's a mistake in hindsight. I wish I knew younger that it was a mistake, but the damage has been done.
yeah, you know what, man? What I realize now that's been the biggest help to me is that this is gonna sound crazy, but everything that works out is my fault. Everything that doesn't work out is my fault. right? I'm not going to put too much onus in what the woman is or what she is. I got to have my boundaries. I got to control the energy. I got to make things go the way that I want it
We
to
also,
go.
it's one of the principles we say it's always your fault.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always your fault.
Yeah.
And not to say that's not to negate the fact that there are women who do things who are ratchet or inappropriate or something. But the point is that
If you're still in a relationship with them, if you're still tolerating it, that is your fault.
Yeah, and so it's funny because I have one of the dudes who I do consultations with, and I always say this: the worst people to do consultations with are smart people, like exceptionally smart people, like tech and STEM, because they know how to lie better than anybody else. They could see where you're like. When you're asking them questions, they know where you're nailing, where you're screwing down to, what you're getting at, and they prevent you from asking the questions that they want to ask, that you need to ask.
Or they find a justification.
Or they'll block it so it's not that or it's not this, and it's one of the things that I think that happens more than anything is everything that we have a problem with, it always goes back to your childhood and your upbringing and your raising and who raised you and stuff like that. We got a call. Let's go.
Yo, can you hear me?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Ant, East Coast.
What? Say that again?
Ant, East Coast.
Ant, what's up? What's going on, baby? How can I help you?
Yo, my bad. I don't want to interrupt you.
No. Do what you got to do. That's what this is for. This is a call-in show. Do your thing.
Bet. Real quick, there's this girl at my job that right? Halloween was a couple weeks ago.
Say that again.
I came to
say
work.
again. You
cut out there for a
second.
second.
Halloween was a couple of weeks ago. Is that what you said?
Halloween was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I came in looking fly. My costume was on point, all that shit.
What were you?
I never really talked to this girl, but she be kind of looking at me sometimes and looking away. So I'm like, maybe she likes me. On Halloween, she straight up like attacks, like, "Oh my god, I love your costume," blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she like straight up like legitimately with people in front of her, like, "You look good." Like she just said it like straight up like that. "You look good," right? So I take that to mean like, all right.
What was your costume?
It was a samurai.
Okay.
All right.
Like a black samurai.
Arigato.
You didn't have to add the black part.
Yeah, arigato.
Black samurai. Just so you know. Arigato. All right, black samurai. You're looking good. She's into it. Then what happens?
So this was a couple weeks ago, but I don't see her all the time at work. So I don't work with her. I just see her around the office sometimes, and I don't really talk to her.
Okay.
So like, I'm just trying to figure out how do I handle this delicately, number one, professionally. How do I also make an attempt to get something going on here? Because I know like if she had interest in me from that moment, that interest will not necessarily dwindle, but it'll revert to like a baseline the further I wait without doing anything.
Why didn't you close the door when she said you look great and you was getting the vibe?
Or Halloween night, yeah.
Oh well, I don't know. It was like an in passing hallway conversation.
Hold on, when you say I don't know, right? What are you really saying though? Do you really not know why you didn't do it?
Well, it was like a very transient. Like we were both in motion in opposite directions.
Yeah, but you've seen this chick before. She's been looking at you. You're aware that she might like you. All of a sudden she takes a beeline to you. She approaches you, and then you go. You don't say nothing. You just say thank you and you let it go. My question is why? I mean, I already know why. I just want you to know why. Why did you not pursue it then?
Probably just didn't have the audacity, the cojones to get it going in that moment.
You were scared, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let me explain something. The reason why I'm pushing you to get this answer. You have to be, when I talk about ace and I talk about being authentic, right? If you're scared, you could be scared. Everybody's scared. I say this all the time. Bravery does not exist without the presence of fear. It's not, so being a man and being afraid of something is not the thing that you should be ashamed of. Being a man and not confronting the fear is where you lack the bravery, okay? But if we don't acknowledge acknowledge what was the thing that stopped you in the first place, then we can't get past it. So when you say I was afraid to approach her, then my question is, what were you afraid of?
Right, and this is a common topic on this show, right? So,
well, it's
there's
not a
typical,
comic.
like,
It's a topic. Period. That I mean, we're talking. This is specifically about you. Yeah, there are other people that kind of have this same problem because it's a typical human problem that men have in general. But my question is, why? What were you afraid of? What did you think would happen that you couldn't approach? I mean, a lot of the things that you've said already kind of lead to that in the first place, because the second thing you said in this conversation is, how can I handle this delicately, right? So it's almost as if when you say that, what are you really saying? It's like, how can I approach this situation? How can I get the particular results that I want and not make no trouble and just kind of it's
very trepidatious, a very trepidatious approach for something, and it makes it seem like
$5 word.
There you go. Well, that's why I have the hat. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what it
that's
is?
What it
We're
is.
being a newsie.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is, you're saying in essence that you're afraid, and you're afraid. And that this is, and the things that you said about it, how can I do this delicately, and so on and so forth. Then the question is, my question to you is, what did you think worst case scenario, what did you think would happen in a negative way?
Worst case scenario, like, this dude is a creep, and it's like around the office, everybody, that's the fear.
Okay,
right?
now
it's not the street fear of rejection; it's the fear of like professional.
Here's my
boundaries
question:
or being
are
completely
you?
break-
I don't even need you to see. This is another thing that we do. I say fear, and now you're uncomfortable with saying that you're afraid. So now you start finding ways to kind of justify the fear.
But I'll
be like, not
well, no,
professional.
that's what I'm afraid of.
No, I'm saying that, but it's still fear. It's not you, like, because you made references. Here's what I'm saying. What I'm also reading is the things that you say. You say not like fear in the street, but fear in, like, on a professional level. And I understand you're giving a more precise idea of where the fear is coming from, but what you have to do is you have to acknowledge that you were afraid.
You know what's funny?
And that's okay.
He seems like a very thoughtful, intelligent guy, like a smart dude. The irony is, people who are actually creeps are never worried if it's inappropriate at the office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a guy grabbing his dick right in front of her going, how'd you like a piece of this? Never like, I got to move with trepidation. Meanwhile, this guy has like 17 layers, poor guy, because I've been there.
But wait, I got a question for him. So Ant, this interaction, you look good bypass thing, right? How confident are you that was interest or just a casual compliment based on it being Halloween? Because some of your fear could be you're not exactly sure, or you're not reading her interaction with you from a place to create confidence.
Yeah. I'll answer that. So every other compliment that I got on that costume was, "Oh my God, I love your costume." It was never like, "You look good."
Mm-hmm.
There was never a specific comment on my overall appearance.
Okay. But there's also, and I appreciate the question because you're trying to nail down whether or not it was real, whether the attraction was real. But I know the attraction was real because of what he said in the first place, which is that we look at each other and she looks away and stuff. Because here's why that is. This is something you have to. There's this rule of what I call about the rule of proximity, right? You're at a party or you're at a place or you're at a random, and every time you look up, some girl's looking you in your face, and you look at her, and then she looks down, and you look down, and such and such and such, right? And you're wondering whether or not if this is an indicator of interest, if she's doing this because she's interested. Now, here's what I would ask you. Let's say you was a creep, right? And you was in a house party, and let's not say you was a creep. Let's say a dude in the party was a creep, and he's talking to a girl, and he's being creepy, right? Even to the point where you had to say, "Hey, yeah, like she don't want to be bothered, man. Leave her alone," right?
Right.
What is the chances of this guy ever looking up and having they catch eye contact again?
Oh.
What's the chance of that happening?
Never.
Never. Why is that?
Because she don't want to look at that thing.
Right. Why does she want to look at him?
She don't like him. She thinks he's a creep.
She thinks he's a creep. But when you say when a woman sees a guy as a creep, what she's saying is she doesn't know if her bodily safety is in threat or not.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like this creepy dude is being pushy. It makes her uncomfortable. She's also like, I don't know if this could go left or not. Do you understand? So what we have to understand is that women are really good at they have to be good at picking out who's creepy and who's a threat or not, because if they don't, they can end up unalived. They can end up raped. Do you understand? So if there's any situation where there's a creepy situation and a woman thinks that her life is at risk, right? You ain't gonna get this eye contact. So you literally been at this office for a while. You don't run into her all the time, but every so often you run into her. Y'all catch eye contact. Da, 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 da. So if the truth is, if the truth of the matter is, if you're a creep, she's gonna avoid you like a plague. I mean, you could be in a house party, a 1-bedroom house party, and the guy you be creepy to a chick, and you'll never see her again. She'll be in the bedroom. She'll be in the corner, on the patio. Because she's gonna avoid you because you are not safe. But you got to understand, there's two sides to that coin. If she's making herself available to you, why is she making herself available? I'm not saying she's ready to give you a blowy, but I'm saying what she's saying. Right. But I'm saying what she's saying is you could get a blowy, Right. Like, just don't fuck it up. I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm looking at you with eye contact, and then because you haven't really taking advantage of the fact that she was just throwing it at you, which in her mind, that's what she thinks. She thinks it because she's giving you some level of fucking, she's not repulsing you away or scaring you away. She thinks she's just throwing the pussy at you. That's because women are not accustomed to being at risk. They're not accustomed to, they're not accustomed to taking those risks and dealing with the rejection. So women will not stand. They're not built for that rejection. We are. And even if we're not, we don't have a choice because you have to pursue. You understand? So So
you're saying there's an initiative gap?
Say it again?
You're saying there's like an initiative gap? She took significant initiative and I haven't.
Yeah, because
women will never. That's the most amount of initiative a woman will give for the most part, is that because women don't ever want to be rejected.
Right.
So what the best a woman can do is put herself in your vicinity. Yeah. Which if she's continually making eye contact and kind of
you keep looking at her and she smiles and that's as much as you're gonna get, and then you have
especially at a workplace.
Yeah, you have to make that. And so if she goes, "You look good." That was your go time, right? The problem is that you are insecure and you don't think that you. And I'm not saying that you understand something that I'm not being. I don't want you to go inward because of the fact that I'm saying these honest things to you. But I think on this podcast, more than anything, I think the importance of, the principles is authenticity, credibility, and empathy. So I need to be honest with you, but it's not just authenticity. It doesn't mean you're just honest with people outwardly. It's also that you have to be honest with yourself. And the bottom line is that she gave you these indicators. You didn't want to believe it because you didn't want to get rejected, and you thought worst case scenario that you'd be a creep and so on and so forth. So you didn't take the opportunity, and now you're calling me now after the fact because now you wish that you had pursued this and you didn't pursue it. But here's the bottom line: is the door is still open, okay? But you have to step through the door, and it's as simple as. How do you come across her, or do you know where she's at? Do y'all work the same time, or what? What happens?
It's a pretty big building, but it's we're both she works in facilities and special events, so she's always walking around and organizing stuff. So she'll be around the building.
And she's not your subordinate. She's not your subordinate, right?
No.
And she's not your boss.
No.
Okay, so you go to her desk. And say, hey, I would love to take you out for a cup of coffee and get to know you. Just that simple.
Well, I don't know what you said, but I'll tell you one. I'll tell you this. there's like a pool table like in the lunch area, so I usually play pool at lunch.
Yeah. And somehow she
Like,
passes through there.
I just shoot around.
And she
But,
passes through
she
there.
was there today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there today, but she was like with her girls and stuff.
All right, whatever.
I guess that's another fear.
The next time you have an opportunity, you do it. You know, you pick up the pool cue and you like wink at the balls a little or something, or you just go, "Hey, would you like to have some coffee?"
See,
I'd love to
you
take you out
gotta.
for
She's
coffee.
making herself available for you, and if you don't pull the trigger, what happens is she'll either take it as she could get offended because he don't like me, fuck him, or she could take it like I'm throwing it at him and he don't like whatever.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is like all of those kind of things where women go. And this is where you were saying, it's my fault, whatever the situation is, my fault. A chick would go, look, they'll be like, well, I didn't, you didn't talk to me before. And like I had a girl that I dated for years and she's married and this is weird. She threw me out of the house. Like it was weird, but she was kind of toxic.
Were you living together?
We was living together and I was helping raising her son at the time too. But she was a bad. You ever know like a chick that's not the most beautiful woman, but like a 7 or 8, but sexiest, just like
all day.
Sexual energy, a lot of sexual energy, mentality, the whole thing.
So she used to pull model dudes, like hot model dudes that would normally be with model because they were like, oh, this little sexy bitch, blah, blah, and they would put her on, and then she was a fucking man eater. So some pretty dude who thought, oh, I'm slumming or whatever, or I got room to fit her in, and then he couldn't control her at all, and then they be in love. So she had all of these model dudes. Like when I was dating her, she had all these model dudes hanging around her all the time. And every time when I started dating her, it was always some dude, oh, this is my boyfriend, such and such. She introduced me to some dude or some guy, some drop-dead model dude with cum gutters and everything. What's up, right? And then she would be like, the motherfuckers, and then they would call and, I just called to wish you happy Valentine's Day, and she'd be home with me. And I'd be like, yo, tell that nigga I said suck my dick. How about that? because you not caught, y'all going to do something? Well, y'all, happy, just tell y'all enjoy your happy Valentine's, tell your man I said blah, blah. And I'd be like, well, tell him I said suck my dick. And then she would go, why you have to be like that? I was like, because I don't give a fuck. This nigga trying to hit on you.
I know what this is.
I know what this is, and I'm not being nice. So he knows that if he steps up and he's out of pocket, he gonna catch these hands if he's out of pocket. Unless you decide that this is what you trying to get. But if you're not gonna just keep this nigga around me and I'm gonna be pleasant, it's gonna cost you something if you bring this fucking cornball around me. Right? And the reason why she stayed with me was because I was the dude. She was like, why are you so wild?
Because,
oh my God, you're just so much. But that's why these dudes got cut off and I didn't.
Because they did whatever she wanted.
And we would go, and she was always, but she was like a man eater, loved the problems. So then all of a sudden she was acting like funny, like not really. Was acting like not really interested. And I was like, yo, you acting like you don't want to be in this relationship. And she goes, well, I've been thinking about it, and I guess you're right. I don't. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm coming to get my stuff. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was fucked up. But I went and packed. And then when I got to the house, she had my shit packed in garbage bags already at the door. Like, I didn't have to pack. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I called my man up. Shout out to my boy Reggie the bodyguard. I called him. I was like, yo, guess where the fuck I'm at? I'm like, he's like, where? He's like, I'm in the house. I just walked in. She said she want to break up. She packed my shit. I go, yo, I went in the medicine cabinet. My toothbrush was even packed. Like, it was just like.
Packed all of it.
And I left, went back to, stayed at my mom's house, right? And I didn't call her at all. 2 weeks later, she calls me up. Hey, baby, how you doing? I'm like, what's up? She's like, I miss you. And I was like, yeah, me too. I miss you too. Why don't you come home? I was like, yo, I'll never come home. I said, you'll never be able to put my shit in the garbage bags and put it by the door, treat me like some kind of punk ass nigga. Never, right? And we fucked around for a while, but I would go with an overnight bag, and when it was time to go, I packed my shit, but I'm out. So I said, you'll never be. And she was like, why don't you just, I miss you. And I was like, yeah, we'll never. And so we ended up, we ended up breaking up. But years later, she was married. And to this day, we real cool. She's still sexy as fuck. And I would be like, I was like, I love you. I always love you. I'm always was in love with you. And she'll go, that's why you didn't come back to me, motherfucker. Like, she's back there.
Still salty about it.
She's still salty about it today.
Yeah.
But the thing, it's always because I'm standing 10 toes down. So what I'm saying to you, the point of the whole story is that step up for yourself, bro. The only reason why you're looking for a strategy is because you don't think that you're worthy. And I'm telling you, you don't even know if you. I mean, don't get me wrong. She might be the baddest bitch you ever met in life, just dope and whatever, and you might be real happy. But you're a good dude who is listening to me, who is trying to be authentic and trying to be credible and trying to be empathetic. And what everybody who's listening to my voice right now, if you are practicing those principles, you cannot be a better human being. There's no way that you could be better than that.
Right.
Being authentic, telling the truth, keeping your word, and giving a fuck about other people. Your character is far superior than anybody else you know. And I would ask you this. How many dudes do you know out of all your friends, your uncles, your daddy, your cousins, who actually tell the truth, keep their word, and are empathetic to other people? Out of all the people you know, how many people that you could count definitely that practice those three things?
It's definitely it's a handful. It's not like a significant amount, right?
Right, and
I
would imagine that if I quizzed you, a lot of those would fall off as I quizzed you. That they're somewhat on practice ace, or they have these shortcomings. My point is, you have to understand basic fundamental supply and demand. Wherever there is a scarcity of things, the price goes up. So if you got a bunch of dudes who are fuckboys and clowns and scared and won't stand up, and you're none of those things because you practice the principles, you become a commodity because there's such a scarcity of men like you, right? So, and there's never going to be a situation where you're going to be with a girl because of the nature of our relationship where you don't do things you don't want to do. You don't hear things. You got to talk about shit you don't want to talk. You got to meet people you don't want to meet. You got to go places you don't want to go. You got to spend money you don't want to spend. And you got to be patient even when you're not. That's what it means to have a girl.
In the best case.
In the best case scenario. And hopefully she appreciates all the things which there will come a time where she doesn't appreciate it. And then you got to remind her. That is the nature of the relationship because we pursue the same way that a mother will treat her child, do everything for the child, and the child will the child will give the mother their ass to kiss and keep it moving. The way they feel about your kid is the way you feel about them, and it's always always one-sided. So at the very least, if you know that you getting the short end of the stick, you better get the things that you like. So you figure out what your non-negotiables and never negotiate it. I'm moving forward too fast. My point is, you're worthy of this girl. She thinks you're worthy of her. Step up and take your shot. Just go walk up to it. Don't wait for a moment, right? Here's the other thing. When you let's say Steph Curry decides he's going to do some charity and go to a elementary school basketball team and work with them a little bit, bounce the ball. He's not watching game film for the team. You know why? Because they're not on his level, right? So he doesn't need a strategy. He's just going to go and do what he does. He's going to show them how to shoot. He's going to fix how they're shot, and maybe whatever the fuck he's going to fix, right? And then they're all going to love him because he's Steph fucking Curry. The only time you watch dudes watch game tape is when they're afraid that they might lose. So I want you to understand something. You're saying, how do I approach this? What you're saying is, how can I strategize in a way so I don't end up with any rejection? And what I'm saying to you is, you don't need no strategy.
She likes you. You're a good dude. Shoot your shot. If she don't see that you're worthy, that's her fault. She's gonna lose. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So just pull up, no matter who's around.
And
unless it's
the
boss or
more people around, the better it is, because if she's around both her girls and you take the beeline to her, say, look, yo, listen, I was just wondering, I wanted to see if we could maybe go out for a cup of coffee. I'd really like to get to know you. And like tunnel vision, like you don't even see these other bitches. And her girls will feel your intensity, and they'll be like, God damn, they'll be like,
who's this black samurai?
Who is this Afro samurai?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't wear the samurai costume. Not
whatever,
on
do it. I don't care. You said
saying
I
you should
look
go in
good.
there
I
with
look
Chris?
good. I got my.
Throw a
I
couple
said I look
karate
good.
kicks.
Right. Do a back spinning hook. Whatever. What I'm saying is, you have to. How does a woman know who you are? You tell her. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
To the same token, that apprehension that you have is also communicating a lot. The fact that she's said to you, "You look good," and you didn't take the bait. She ain't gonna do that too many times before she starts feeling insecure and insecure about herself. And then women ain't great at taking accountability, because if she feels insecure about it, trust me, she gonna blame it on you. I was throwing this pussy gut.
Yeah. And Ant, like what it sounds like you're asking for is you almost want a play-by-play of how to approach her. And take it from me, bro. You don't want that. Because you trying to go up there trying to sound like Dante, you're going to sound insecure and unsure of yourself. So what I would say to do, if this chick was a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Imagine her just a 3. How would you approach her? How would you walk up and talk to her? Because if she's a 3, you confident, right? You feel like, yo, she's lucky that I'm even approaching her, right? That would be your attitude, right?
Right.
And you need to take that same energy as if she was a 3 and approach her.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, dude, women operate on hypergamy, which means if she's interested in you, she has you elevated, right? And you have to approach her with that type of confidence and that type of energy. If you approach her with a flow of she's the prize or she's the person better than you, you're already operating from a place of weakness.
Yeah.
So simplify it. Simplify her like she's just a 3, like she's a homegirl that you known years ago and you just bumped into her. Like, yo, we should get together. You know, we should hang out and try to go there with that type of energy, because that's gonna come off more confident. But don't look for a script. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to tell you
It's
to
not
go
gonna be
speak
easy
to her,
go.
it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out like non-organic, and it's gonna look shaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
The more chaotic the situation, the better, basically.
No, I mean,
Embrace
just
whatever
as it comes. Just take it as it comes. It's like, because here's the thing. I'm assuming this chick is bad, right? She's a bad.
I think so.
Okay, so here's my thing. But you ever like, I don't know if you ever had this, but you ever get a bad chick and then she pull her panties off and it smelled like a rotten fish market, right? It's like, whoa. And now this 10 that you thought you got is a 3. All right, now here's another situation. Let's say the chick is bad, but she's into credit card scam. You go to the bathroom, she goes through your wallet, gets your license, and now she takes your identity and cleans your bank. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a million different scenarios that makes this chick not dope, not how you assess her. My point is, I'm not saying to think negative and be, like paranoid. What I'm saying is, you don't know who she is. All you know is that she's cute. She could be.
She got shit streaks on her panties.
Right. She got a fatty. She's a cutie. You like her, and that's great. But that's not all. You know how many dudes there's an old saying is this: every bad chick that ever was, there's another dude that's tired of talking to her. Yeah. And somebody else like, go ahead, try it, nigga, try it out. You gonna see. So. Do you know what I'm saying? The point is that you make sacrifices to be with people, and when you start to understand the level of sacrifices you make, right, you stop thinking that somebody's doing you a favor. They not. doing you a favor. You know how many times I've talked to dudes and I've asked them, and I'll be like, yo, I'm with my girl, but we having problems. She don't really respect me, blah blah blah. And I'm going like, how many times y'all go out, y'all do things? Yeah. How many times has she paid the bill? How many times did you? Well, she took me out on my birthday once, and you like, what? Yeah, we had a great time. And it goes, yeah, but I had to pay the airline tickets, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like. And nobody's doing you a favor. You know what I mean? And if you meet a girl that's doing you a favor like that, that's looking out for you, that's doing things for you with the intention on making you happy when you're not asking, dude, marry her.
Right.
But make sure it's not a front, because I've had that where somebody was up front, was doing the do and then fucking switched up right afterwards just to. So, but what I'm saying is you don't need no statistic. But here's what I do want to explain is laying the 5 bricks is the thing that gets you prepared to do that. See, if you're laying the 5 bricks and you're talking to 5 women a day and she goes, you look good, and you go and you consulting with me, DanteandHarry.com, click on consult, and she goes, you look good, and you were like, well, how are we gonna rectify this? She's like, what do you mean rectify it? Well, you like
I could
me.
look better.
I'll be like, you like me. So I mean, clearly something. I remember running into this chick, and she was like, I was talking about this on Sunday. She was like, very professional. She was with her uncle, and her uncle was like 87 years old. It was his birthday, and she was like, her uncle was like, I'm coming to New York and such. And she was like, well, I'm an educator, and I run 7 schools in New York City. And I was like, and she's like, did you call your Oba? She's talking to her uncle. And I was like, this is why you don't have a man. And she's like, what? I was like, that's why you don't have a man, because you're so bossy. I go, you're so used to being in control, you don't know what it is to not be in control. She's like, what? What are you doing? She's like, I'm an educator. I go, yeah, that's what I said. You're bossy.
Yeah.
You're so busy telling everybody what to do, you don't know how to shut your mouth.
You educated and lonely.
She was like, you don't know me? But I go, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I do know you.
I bet you read a lot of books by yourself.
I was like, you don't even know me. Blah, 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 blah. I go, look, come here. Let me smell your neck. Let me see what you. Let me smell. You smell like. I was like, you smell like sweet potato pie. She's giggling. Now I'm like, oh, what is she? Look, you got to understand something. Nobody wants to be by themselves, dog. Everybody wants somebody. Everybody wants to be validated. Everybody wants to be loved, including me. But I just don't.
Right.
Yeah, I could just tell when somebody wants it. If some older chick from I knew from back, I had a chick call me from back in the days. I've said this before. She's like, "Oh, my daughter, she graduated, got her master's. I'm an empty nest." I'm like, "So you want me to come and knock the dust off that pussy or what?" And she's like, well, "Oh my God, you so crazy. You haven't changed a bit." And I'm like, yeah, I know, but when do you want me to come and knock the dust off it?
Right.
Well, I'm going to be in New York. Because I know what it is. And when it's like, you watch football at all?
Yeah.
You ever see when the defenders open the hole up? You can't wait. When the defenders open up, you got to cut. You got to cut and get into open field. If you hesitate, what happens? The defenders converge and the hole goes away. But the only way that you can go through when you see the hole in the defense is you got to practice. You got to go to practice. And that's what laying the 5 bricks is. It's the practice, because you can't operate under fear. Like you're operating on that. Like what? How do I approach this? I mean, I don't know if she really liked me and whatever. And you're going through all of this stress because if you was laying the 5 bricks every day, when the defenders, you just run. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to have the confidence to do it. I'm a big Giants fan, dog. When Giants won the Super Bowl, it was because remember when caught that pass on his helmet. David Tyree caught that pass. I go, you know how many times he did that in practice? Be ready for the Super Bowl. Do you know what I mean? But this is a situation. Yeah. This chick already likes you, man. She already likes you. Just stop. The more time you waste, the more difficult it is, because what will happen and me and Harry had talked about this before. We'll talk about it. I'll tell him tell the story. But I was texting for Harry, and I said to him, "Yo, when this chick comes on, slam her against the wall and put your tongue in her mouth." And he was like, "I was like, you gotta do." And he was like, all right. But it did, he didn't. So I was texting her. I was texting from my perspective. Like, when you get here, you getting this work. And then Harry was like, "You want a cup of tea?" And she was like,
I don't know. I think it went down that way.
You want some chamomile?
I didn't have this hat on at that point. Yeah, I think you're conflating two different things.
No, he was like, "Cam, you had some English gentleman fucking."
Yeah, I had a tea caddy pair, the whole thing, and some on a little stand with crumpets on it.
It was like, but yo, you understand what I'm saying? So pull the trigger and call me next week, and we'll figure it out. And tell me how great it went. Okay.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna do it, bro.
All right,
Thank you.
Let's hope for it.
Thank you
Good
for
luck.
your-
Right.
Good luck. Oh, by the way, in the super chat, we got Don Air Delight sending $5 over to the super chat. He said, trepidation deserves a tip. The word trepidation.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It does.
Thank you. Thank you for sending the 5 and having the temerity to do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He said temerity.
No, I said temerity.
Oh,
I'm saying
nice.
thank you for
That's
having the
worth another
temerity.
cash. That's the super chat. Yeah. So thank you,
There
brother.
go.
Thank you.
Good luck to the Black Samurai.
Send me some money, goddammit. I ain't getting no fucking cash out. What the
There
fuck
we
is
go.
wrong with you? Stop.
By the way, off topic. Since you was talking about Halloween costumes?
We're
what
talking about the tea and crumpets.
Oh,
We
that
did
when I fucked that up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I was
So-
young and naive. I wasn't as aggressive as I should have been with her.
And pun, I was like, "Give me your phone," and I was like, "Pop, pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop," right?
It was aggressive.
And she was giving it back.
I think what happened was I told her meet me in my apartment or whatever, and then she gave me a uh-oh, and then I got scared.
And she
I
showed up.
I got us scared. So
Yeah, we gotta
meeting up
call-
to go somewhere.
Let's
Okay,
go.
yeah, let's do a call.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
What's going on, Dante? This is Jay from Florida.
What up, Jay? What's going on?
Chilling, man. What's going on, Harry? What's going on, Punisher? How y'all doing tonight?
Oh
What's
man,
up, brother? Good to
having
go.
a good night. Having a good night. It's
Awesome,
always good having
awesome.
Punisher
Cool,
here.
cool. Most definitely.
What can we do
So
for you, Jay?
basically-
What's going on, bud?
So basically, it's a thing where I'm a semi long-time listening to you guys for about 5-6 years, and just kind of taking note what y'all been professing to all of us.
Okay.
I want to say for today's Tuesday, so about the past 5-6 days, 4 or 5 days more so, I've been making a point to like feverishly go out and lay the 5 bricks and stuff like that. And like I said, it's only been a small amount of time in comparison, but the past 5-6 days I've been laying the 5 bricks, and it's to a point now, just so you guys know where I'm at, where I know that Dante says 5, but I've been making it a point to, for the most part, to do anywhere from 6 to 7 because I get 5 is the baseline.
Yeah.
But obviously, we want to maximize our results long term.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to just go for the baseline every time. If I can get 5 and I don't see, I'm not able to get a 6 or 7, then I understand. But I make it a point to get that 6, 7 plus.
Let me
just
ask
to
you this. Here's a
maximize.
question. How long does it take
6,
you to get 5?
7.
How long is it?
Gotta
6,
do that.
7.
That's what the kids are doing. I still don't know
Right,
why.
yeah, 6, 7.
He's
That's funny.
Here's my thing. How long does it take you to get 5?
It really varies, man, because a lot of the times, I'll get my bricks laid going to the gym. I was already going to the gym for years in advance. I go to shopping spots, shopping stores like a Target or something like that.
Right.
As we all know, there's countless amount.
Well, here's the thing.
prospects
I'm gonna
to
tell you, my
perform
boy,
at the
the guy who I was giving the big ups, Vic Salas, right? He had did 210 days. By the time he did, I don't know how long it took him to get there, but he was like, I could do 5 bricks in 7 minutes.
Right,
He could just run bop, 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 bop. I'm done, right? Because what happens is once you remove the fear, right, it's a piece. It's really easy. What takes longer is the anxiety. It's the
Right.
you're trying to jump double dutch and figure out when you realize it does. When you get to the point where it doesn't, the fear is not controlling you. It's really easy to do.
Agreed.
It's simple, but it's not easy. And the
Right.
reason why it's not easy is because of the fear.
Agreed. And
You
if
know?
I can say anything, like one thing that's, and maybe this, for the, other callers and fans that are listening and whatnot, one thing that's kind of helped me like get through it, and obviously I still have a lot more to go, but I like where I am right now.
Yeah.
What's really been kind of making it easy for me is, to your point, just simplifying it.
Yeah.
It's not like basically giving the genuine and honest compliment, non-sexual compliment. Like, I mean, I'm not really putting myself in any grounds for a rejection. I'm just, dropping off a compliment and then going about my day. I typically give the person I'm talking to a little bit of time just to say thank you, or just kind of say their little piece, and I don't even really try to start conversation. I just, dip off. And
Now
to your
let
point,
me explain to you why the honest compliment, and why the compliment has to be honest, and it has to be it's not what they are, it's who they are. Do you understand?
right.
So what I'm saying is, let's say a woman, if you say, "Oh, your makeup is impeccable," right?
Mhm.
You ever seen somebody do makeup before? Like a woman actually do her makeup? Like
Yeah. It's
it's a
costly.
it's a
It's
thing.
time consuming.
It's a whole
Right.
thing. It's like they be in their slip and their panties, little silk panties, and they had a looking in the mirror and they mouth be open, and they be trying to get the eyeliner right and trying to, and then if they do the smoky eye, they gotta do it in late. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. So
Right.
when you compliment her makeup, what you're complimenting is not just how she looks. Yes, it's a good job for you, but you're complimenting the fact that she took time and effort to
Right.
look this way. And so
Mhm.
if you go, "Wow, man, you really did your thing. You really blah 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 blah,"
Right.
why would she find that offensive that you were complimenting that?
Agreed. And I can't tell you how many times, because like I said, I've been listening to you guys for some years now.
Mm.
I can't tell you how many times like you've emphasized when you compliment and when you lay in the 5 bricks, you're complimenting her on the scene more so what you acknowledge her for, but what she's also internalizing is the compliment for the unseen. Like you mentioned, like what she did, like setting up the makeup, or if she's putting the outfit
It's the
together.
work. It's the work.
Right.
Like
Right.
if you now look, I'm gonna give you, and I don't want nobody to don't do this, but I have been in the gym and I have complimented a woman's back muscles, traps, or their
I've
back.
heard you tell the story. I've
Yeah.
heard you tell it.
And the reason why that, even though it's sexual because it's her body part, it's because of the time and an effort. You know that in order for a woman to get a defined, sexy, muscular back, it takes a lot of work. So
Gotta put that time in.
I am complimenting her body, but I'm complimenting the work. What I'm saying is, I get it. Like, I work out too, and I get it. I know that didn't come easy, and I'm complimenting it. And so what she's basically, when she says thank you, what she's saying, thank you for recognizing the work that I put in, and that's what makes the difference. And I'm glad you're gonna make sure you do a consultation once you start getting comfortable, so that we can
Right.
kind of adjust whatever the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? Adjust and
I'm with that.
yeah. Okay.
Wholeheartedly. I do have one question. I
Sure.
do have actually 2 more questions real quick.
Go ahead, quick.
So,
Sure.
what you saying, like me getting comfortable, I know how you talk about when it comes to laying the 5 bricks. It's to the point now where, like, I know you advise 8 weeks and stuff like that, but obviously this is something that's supposed to continue basically for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you should be doing it for the rest of your life. Now, I don't say you got to do 5 a day for the rest of your life, but I'm saying initially it should be 5 a day for a minimum of 8 weeks. And then what you find is, I don't ever say you shouldn't be doing it, especially after 8 weeks. But the
Right.
problem, at least to give it a set time. Like, I don't want to tell somebody you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. That's just, yes,
Right.
you are, but it's not literally that. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But what I was saying was, and if I can add to that really quick, I feel like because it's something us as men should, if you would agree, I'm assuming you would. That's something we should be doing anyway. I feel like that's also, along with simplifying what it is I'm doing, that's what's been making it easy to do the 6 and 7, going above and beyond, because it's innocent, and it's kind of what as men we should be doing on a regular basis. But what I was wanting to ask, the first question was, obviously booking the consultation is something I definitely consider. How soon would you recommend within that 8-week period, like me reaching out for a consultation?
As soon as you can, because even what we're doing now is we're talking about, when I start to explain, I mean, if you do it a week and you do a consultation after a week, what I'm going to do is just make sure that you're on track. And then we're going to talk about the interactions and we're going to go, well, okay, where do we go from here? And then how do you feel about this and stuff like that? Because I never want anybody first of all, I don't want you to practice something that I'm telling you not to practice. And then second of all, I want you to understand what you're practicing and why and what it's supposed to do so that when you receive these, it's like the wax on, like in the Karate Kid where the guy, where Mr. Miyagi throws the punch and he goes wax on and he throws, wax on, wax off.
They made him wax a car and he was pissed. He's like, why am I waxing this car? And then when he started throwing punches, wax on.
He knew karate.
He knew karate.
He knew karate. But the point is, at some point in time, I got to throw some punches at you. Right, to show you. And if you're doing it consistently and you're immersed in it, you could see changes in a week. I'm quite sure you've been doing it. You said you've been doing it about a week. I'm quite sure you start seeing changes already. Number one, the fear is less, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's the first thing that happens, is just because what you think is going to happen is you think it's going to be a horrible thing that's going to happen and that she's going to cuss you out or whatever the fuck is going, which is just not going to it just doesn't happen. I mean, at the most, you'll have a girl who won't respond,
Right. And the one thing I can say, since you brought that up, is 90% of all of the chicks that I've complimented have responded. I want to say the worst thing that did happen was, and maybe I could attribute a little bit of this to myself. I saw this lady with this was at the gym, and she had, the tight spandex, body, whatever. And it was kind of like a yellowish. And it's funny because when I saw her, I knew I was going to approach her and compliment her. Mm-hmm. But in my head, I was like, I was thinking, I like your outfit, and it kind of reminds me of banana pudding, and I love banana pudding.
Yeah,
but before
you're already making it sexual.
Right.
So this is why you have to have a consultation, because you getting cocky. First of all, it's like banana pudding is something that you eat. Banana pudding is something that's sweet. You're also, she's got a spandex thing on, so you're saying your outfit. She knows that the outfit is overtly sexual. That's why she's offering it. And the fact that you're approaching it becomes, so in every situation it becomes there's red flags all over that. So that's the compliment. Now,
I was just going to say go ahead.
If you had said, wow, that color really makes your skin pop. Do you see how that is a different, that color yellow really makes your skin pop?
Agreed. And I've actually used that exact phrasing that you mentioned just now. I wanted to say really quick though, that's what I internalized, what I wanted to say to her. But going back to how chicks will respond to a compliment, I approached her and I just complimented her outfit. I was like, hey, excuse me, I just wanted you to know I really like the color of your outfit. Before I could even get to any type of mention, she kind of cut me off and just said, oh, thank you, and then kind of went about her business.
You still got a response, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. But that being said, and it almost, I'm almost kind of glad it happened that way, because I was thinking maybe that might be doing a little too much, mentioning the banana pudding. So
yeah, you're doing too much, and and you're not even there yet. It's been a week,
exactly.
And so the point is, this is what I mean. Just do what I tell you to do. You're already doing too much. You're starting to freestyle already, and then once it freestyle, see, you could do something like that, and then it go left, and then you have somebody actually cuss you out because you're doing what I didn't tell you to do, and then your feelings are hurt, and then you get derailed, and you can't even lay the 5 bricks no more.
Right?
Because you have a bad experience, and that's why every phase that you move through, I need to talk to you so that I can move you through each phase without you, so that you don't catch a bad one. And what's the other question, real quick?
Yeah, the other question is, I actually called, I want to say this time last week. I'm the same guy that was asking about that book regarding
body the book is called The Definitive Book of Body Language.
Let me type that. You said the
Definitive Book of Body Language.
By whom?
I'm trying to see who it's.
Please.
Hold on.
I think I found it. Hold up. Is it by Alan and Barbara Pease?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Okay.
I got that book.
Say no
Yeah,
more.
yeah. That's a good book. Yeah.
Awesome, Dante. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. You, Harry, too, and Punisher. Thank you for all your gems that you guys all
Yeah.
collectively discuss out to
I'm
us.
glad you think so much of us. Send me some fucking money. Peace.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And Punisher, while you're on Amazon, if they want to get your book, what book would they look for?
Oh, In Search of Freezer Meat.
In Search of Freezer Meat.
In Search
There
of
you go.
Freezer Meat.
Yeah.
There is helpful. That was
Yeah.
helpful.
That was helpful.
We're
Yeah.
always helping dudes out.
Yeah, always. It's just it's an interesting thing. It's like as I do the consultation, I put guys through the plan. It's like the subtleties of how it helps people and it strengthens. You know, it's sort of like it's sort of like lifting weight, lightweight until you get your form. You know what I mean? And you learn your form, and as you get learning your form, you also kind of strengthen the synergistic muscles. You also make your tendons get stronger, so that when you do heavier weight, you can handle it because you know how the body has a memory. You get that kind of muscle memory, and you can execute at higher levels because your form is good. And so laying the 5 bricks kind of creates a social form in which to approach, which is something that it just never changes. I mean, look, me telling somebody like you too bossy. That's why you don't have a man. And you over there sitting up in that hotel room with some big ass titties, and but I can say that because I know that, you know what I mean. I know where I'm at. Like I know what I can get, but you can't get to that until you gotta lay the bricks and just nice shirt and keep it moving. Starts with that.
Yeah.
So
It's a comfortability, like a relaxedness where you can say out of pocket things, but because you completely nullify the thirst, it doesn't put them on the defense.
Yeah, and I said that and what?
Yeah.
You know, and like whatever, you going, you know.
That's why you don't miss that opportunity when you're dressed like a black samurai.
Yeah.
Coming through.
You know, and then the chick, I remember that chick years ago, she texted me and she was like, I just got home in the hotel. And I was like, you all in that cold ass bed with all that pussy?
That's funny.
By yourself? She was like, you crazy. You know, it's just like, once you know, like, it's like him, the black samurai, like, yo, this chick is trying to get at you. She's trying to get you.
Hey, changing the conversation for a second. When you were a kid, what was your favorite costume, Halloween costume? I want to know. Because I bet you did a lot of crazy stuff growing up. Same for you, Punisher.
My favorite.
And you can't say Punisher as the Halloween costume.
That's the crazy shit. I've been in a costume every weekend for so long.
You don't even
try to dress up.
Yeah, what the
also,
fuck?
if I get laid as much as you do with that on, you wouldn't put on any other costume. You're like, Halloween, I'm going to wear this. Labor Day, I'm going to wear this.
I ain't gonna front. This Halloween was my favorite,
It was? Why?
Yeah, and I did it on a budget, and it came out dope. I didn't really want to buy a costume, so I went and got like an Adidas tracksuit, some shell-toe Adidas.
Oh, you was
and a Kango. I was LL.
Yeah.
LL.
Yeah, I was LL. I could pull.
You got a bucket hat on?
Yeah, the bucket hat, whatever.
Just licking your lips the whole.
Yeah, the only thing I missed, I couldn't find the big gold
dookie.
rope
The big dookie chain.
If I had
You got to
those,
get
man,
that
forget it.
months in advance. They sell them shits out early. The big plastic dookie chain. Yeah.
If I had those.
I was. It's weird because I didn't. My cartoon, like at a superheroes, I loved Ghost Rider.
You loved Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
weird. I know that's kind of weird because, but he was like, but it was the story was that he, you know, he was doing work for Satan, and then he told Satan to suck his dick.
Ah, you like anybody who has a nice quit, take this job and shove it story?
Like, suck my dick, Satan. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and fuck you. Come at me.
He slapped out the clipboard out of Satan's hand.
He's like, hey, we got a call. Let's go. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
What's
Can you
up?
hear me?
What's going on?
Hey, it's Tony.
What's up, Tony? How can I help you, bro?
Well, first off, I appreciate you doing the show.
Appreciate you, man.
Still doing the show. You know, it's been years, and you continue this thing going on.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I have a problem though.
Yeah. What's
I
that?
have a problem being with the ace, with being authentic, it sounds like something that should come easy.
No, but it's not. It's not. But go ahead. What's the question?
Exactly. Being authentic is not that easy. I feel like I'm very heavily guarded. Like girls will try to be playful, right? And I'm just serious. I'm like serious all the time.
Oh, now, are you a serious person?
Yeah, I am, but I feel like it's too much. You know?
All right, but here's my thing. You are a serious person, though? Is that, or are you a person that's silly sometimes, or whatever?
I could when I'm comfortable with someone, yeah, I joke around with them.
All right, well then you're not serious all the time. Then the reason why you're not at ease is because you're afraid. You're afraid to be your true self.
Or because it's a woman, maybe you're afraid that if you are too silly, she won't respect you or she'll take advantage of you. Do you have any concept of why you're a little trepidatious about being silly with a woman?
He doesn't want to be taken advantage of. But go ahead, answer the question.
I'm curious if he knows that.
Yeah, probably not.
It's a bit along those lines of what you just said. It's like I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to be played for a joke, and then like I feel like it's like a mental block, like from like the past, like you know what I mean? Like
what happened in the past?
Relationship. I'm sorry, what was that?
What happened in the past that you're referring to?
I feel like I just got done dirty like a lot often, you know, and then I don't want to ever be like lower my guard. So now I have a high guard all the time.
Okay, so that's previous trauma in relationships.
Yeah,
you got
sure.
done dirty. What happened? Can you give us an example of what happened where you got done dirty?
Well, like they'll just like leave me for someone, even though I didn't really even do anything like worthy of it. Like I didn't like. I never done a girl dirty, you know. Never
Right.
Like
But
that.
they left you for someone else, yeah, and that hurts.
Yeah, they'll leave for someone else, but they'll like do it like almost like maliciously, you know.
Yeah,
and
but
it's like what warrants
I'm
that?
gonna guarantee there's things that you did to cause that. Number one, what happens is when you're a nice guy, right? You're a nice guy. You're being a nice guy, right? And then when she's disrespectful, right? Or she does something that there was a thing that me and Harry used to talk about before. It's like you feel that tingle in your nuts. You know, like somebody says something and you go, man, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That
Something about that bothers you.
That wasn't very nice.
Right. Is that my inside voice?
That's weird.
Okay, I don't
doesn't
care
feel
for this.
good.
I don't care for this at all. Just because my voice is busted up from Skankfest, this is not a reason to assign me a new, more feminine, less manly voice.
This is uncomfortable. So, but what happens is you feel that, and then you don't address it, which means which ultimately is what means you're not being authentic. Like, so if somebody say something slick to me, I'm like, yo, what do you mean by that? And then, I go, yeah, but why would you? You know, I'm checking you immediately. So what I'm saying, and Harry's known me 25.
About 25 years
and
now, yeah.
Punisher's known me 30, 35 maybe? Like
At least 30. 95.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
95.
Back when LL Cool J was a young man.
When LL Cool
and
J
no
was
longer
wearing that outfit.
a member of AARP.
Is Punisher your stripper friend?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
He was my young boy.
Yeah, that's my OG right there, man.
He was
Padawan.
Yeah, he was one of the dudes I looked at. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's gonna be a problem. Give him
the
a
future.
I gotta get out of here. Let me clean up and get out of here before this motherfucker catches his stride.
You go, I got to pass the baton to a new generation. It's not for me to hang up my G-string.
Pass the chaps, pass the leather chaps.
I remember you did one episode where you had your stripper friends on, right?
Yeah.
And one of them, I don't know which one it was. I don't remember, but one of them married a girl that you hooked up with.
Yeah.
And then you talked to him about it.
Yeah. He.
What was that story?
So there was this chick. She was bad, but she had been through some trauma. And I said, so I was kind of like the OG for all the younger dudes. And I was telling them, look, in this game, and Punisher will testify to this, you need to be, women need to see you as accessible when you perform. Because you're trying to sell them a fantasy that no matter how fat they are or unattractive or short or whatever,
They could be with you.
that they could be with you,
Given
right?
enough money.
It's not even money. It's just like you're available. And what a lot of young strippers used to do, they would do their performance and then they would hook up with the baddest chick of the night, and then all of the fives and the fours and the threes would see you hanging out with this model chick, and then they would go, oh, I could never. Oh, the show's over. I could never be with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would never socialize around the shows. Like, I would do the shows, and if I was a baddie, I would be like, yo, meet me in the alley. Right. And I pull the car up, she jumped in the car, but there was always that mystique. So a lot of the guys who were, met girls and stuff like that, after they had slept with them or something like that, they would call me up and hire me for the gigs because they had fucked them and they was like friends, and so there was no mystique. So they wanted to hire me. So they were like, just please don't tell Kenny, and I'd be like, you don't have to just have the money ready. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you keep the mystique, am I right? And the mystique is what makes your money, right? And so it was a young dude who, there was this chick who she was bad. I mean, she was bad, and sex was bananas. She was beautiful. And, but I was like, look, she had a man, and I was like, yo, I get you got a man. I'm not trying to let you, but look, just do me a favor. Don't fuck my friends. You fucking with me. Don't be fucking my friends. Right. Right. And,
do you think,
huh?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you said to her, don't fuck my friends, right? That's establishing a boundary, of course.
Yeah.
But
also, because none of them niggas was as good as me. Like, none of them was as good as me. So, at least in my mind, I was like, you can't fuck me and them. Like, have some fucking scruples, right? And
so what's your question, though, Tony? I'm sorry.
I was saying when he says, hey, don't fuck my friends, even if you are better than all of them, you're kind of tempting her to do it.
No, you're not.
Like, you don't think so?
Why would you?
That you're putting. He's suggesting that, you know what? I wasn't thinking about fucking your friends. Yeah, but now that you said not to.
Yeah, well, she had a man already, so she was already I mean, why would I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm setting my boundaries because I'm setting my boundaries. But so there were chicks who when I would come into the party, and the girls would be there with girls who sometimes it might be 8 girls in there that I was dealing with off and on. And I would
dealing with meaning fucking.
Yeah.
At the party.
At the party at the same time, and I would grab them by the waist, give them a little squeeze, and kiss them on the cheek. How you doing, babe? Blah blah blah, and keep them going. Like they knew that my business was like don't act up. Like keep it in check. So this one chick that I was dealing with, I grabbed her by the waist and gave her a little cheek, right? And the 2 dudes I came in with, grabbed her by the waist
and gave her a kiss on the cheek.
And I was like,
what's that about?
So I said, yo, y'all.
You said quick team meeting.
Quick team. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I didn't say nothing to her, right? I just stopped fucking her. I just didn't give her access. And then she was like, she kind of sprung, so she was like checking for, like, she was coming at me, and then she would like, yeah, Dante's scared of me, and then I was like, yo, I'm a lot of things. Scared is not one of them, but she just kept like picking at me in public, and I was like, well, all right, so let's do this. I said the reason why I stopped fucking you was because you was fucking everybody else. You was fucking this dude and freaking, and I said like, I'm not even stressing it, but. Like,
specifically told you.
You can't fuck them niggas and fuck me. Like, are you crazy? I go, I'm not mad at you, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just not interested. And then, then she's like, ooh, shrunk into the fucking genie bottle. And so one of my boys started, he started fucking her. And he knew that I had dealt with her, but he kind of, whatever, like did some behind the back shit, but he didn't tell me. He would usually, if that would happen, he would, if that's you would have been like, yo, and so I didn't say it. Finally, he comes clean and he says he really likes her, and I said to him, yo, I think she's a great girl. I said I think she really needs somebody who gives a fuck about her, and you might be that dude. I said, but you gotta be a. She wants a dude, like a chick that just wants a dude to be with, like, and she
When you
said.
say dude, she just wants
She
any
wanted
man, or you mean a
she
man's
wanted a man to kind of be her man and to be like, yo, this is how you rock.
She
give
needed
her
guidance
and
discipline.
all of that. And
Yeah.
and I said, you might be that dude. I said, but here's what I would say: don't mess with her. Because she was with me is gonna be a problem later. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't torture her because she was fucking with me first. Like, you know that I fucked with her. You know that she fucked with other dudes. And then you're gonna like put her on because she's hot. And then he fucking was dating her and he treated her like trash. Like, it was almost in the back of his mind. He couldn't get over the fact, his ego couldn't get over the fact that she had slept with me and she kind of still liked me a little bit. Then he had a baby with her and then he treated her like trash. It just was just like really fucked up. It's like my ego is tripping where you could have just left her alone. And he really was abusive for the major portion of his relationship with her until she finally broke up. It was just horrific. And she ended up hooking up with another dude and then whatever. And marrying the guy, and she's happy, but she was just a dope person. But people go through trauma. Yeah. So my point being, it was like setting those boundaries. And if somebody bounces, they cross those boundaries, they're telling you who they are. And if you don't respond to that, then what you're doing is you're condoning that behavior. So when there's no way that you could tell me that you have had girls that you were with, that you were nice to, and they didn't overstep their boundaries, and then you let it go. Right? And would you agree with that?
Tony? Not necessarily. Yes,
absolutely.
Yes and no.
Yeah, there's no yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no is yes. Did you? Yes means that every time she stepped out of line, I checked her. And when you say yes and no, that what you're saying is sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, which means no. You didn't do it every time, right? Am I correct or no?
I'm trying to think back. I think I checked them on the parts that did bother me.
So you never let nothing go. You never let nothing just ride. You were never uncomfortable and let something ride. Come on, man. You got to be honest.
So, Tony, the thing is this, right? As far as the authenticity goes, because you're having a dual issue here. You're overcompensating for times where you let shit go. And I've had to deal with this in my relationships. And Dante has seen this because when I first started, I was a guy who let everything go over me. And then it got to the point in my relationship where I was ready to break it off. Dante had to talk me down a bunch of times. Like, all right, you got to. Yeah, I was tolerating nothing. I'm like, all right, we're done then. Then we're done. And Dante's like, okay, you got to have some empathy and understand and this situation and that situation. So you're dealing with that. You're overcompensating. The key to authenticity is it takes practice on a daily basis of acknowledging what you like, what you don't like, what you're comfortable with, and what you're not comfortable with. So what you're worried about is you're creating a different character, which is now this constantly serious guy, because the last character you had, which was the guy
didn't work.
This didn't work. So now I'm doing the opposite. And what you have to do is try to learn, like, what am I on a daily basis? Who is the real me?
Pun, you ain't think on this?
Yeah, I mean, so the first thing that I got to, because we asked him, he acknowledged he's a serious guy and why. Yeah. Right? So I think the first thing you got to figure out is yourself. Do you want to be this serious guy? Is this the persona you want to have, or is you just focusing on protecting yourself?
That's what it is.
And whatever it is, it's still all could be authentic, right? If you're gonna park in that place, but be that and then be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Don't say I'm gonna be this serious guy to protect myself, but maybe I have to change to get girls. Then you're not trying to be authentic.
Yeah.
You're already questioning
that's the
who
definition
you are.
of opposite of authentic. Say again?
That's the problem I'm having, the authentic problem. I'm having that problem because I'm hypervigilant all the time. And then he said Punisher said, do you want to be that person? I'm that person with people I don't know, but people I do know, I let it down, but I'm very selective right? And so I kind of give the serious front to everybody.
Yeah, but then that's not who you are. That's not who you are.
Because if it's who you are, then you would own it and you wouldn't care
Right.
about it being an issue.
Exactly.
You know, there are women that's gonna be attracted to the serious, hypervigilant guy, and those are your women. But if you're saying I'm this way
because
So
then
here's what he's doing. What he's setting up is a serious character because he doesn't want a woman to do something disrespectful, because if he doesn't check her, he's going to feel bad about it. So what he's doing is putting on a serious...
If he
doesn't check her, he's going to feel like... And if he doesn't check her and he feels like he's abused, he feels bad about it. So what he's doing is, I'm so serious that she's not even going to attempt to do something ridiculous.
Right, but
then I won't have to encounter whether I should or shouldn't.
He's not feeling bad about it. He's fine with it. The problem is, then it gets out of hand, and then the chick goes further and further and further.
But that's what he's worried about.
Right.
So rather than experience that, what I'm going to do is up front, I'm going to create such a demeanor.
But you're still lying.
No, I agree. It's wrong. I'm saying, but
you're
that's
still
what
not
he's
being
doing.
authentic about who you are. Is what he said. What I'm saying, and this is a funny thing. And like I said, Harry's known me 25 years. Pun's known me 30. I'm a nice guy.
Very much so.
But if you trying to like you testing me, I flip the switch. Yes. This is what we doing. All right, cool. And I don't have a problem. Like I've been known that where people say I don't have a problem with the lizard person, and the primal lizard person. So it's like I'm nice to you, but just because I'm nice to you won't mean I can't. Get the fuck out. The fuck out. Who the fuck is you talking to? And that'll happen immediately. And I don't care if that's what it is, because it is authentic. What I'm saying is you're a nice guy and you're being serious because you're trying to cover up. Let me explain something. You can't slip punches. You can't slip punches until somebody throws them. And there's a part of it is that you have to learn. You like when you do that, when you learn to slip punches, sometimes you get hit. Like sometimes but you have to balance between you being the kind, nice guy who's kind of silly and playful, with the guy who just because you're that doesn't mean that people get to take advantage of you. And the thing is, the distinct difference is, when somebody's trying to take advantage of you, but you have the problem is you have a problem switching the switch to going, hey, just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean you get to take advantage.
Yeah.
And that's
you get to be both.
You get to be both, but you got to practice hitting the switch. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. It's a problem of when. Like you don't know when. It's like
but you don't know when, right? Because you don't have enough experience to know when. It's like you watch boxing at all?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you ever seen Crawford fight?
Terrence Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Do you understand that he spends the first couple of rounds just figuring out what you're doing, and then he figures out what your patterns are, and then he dismantles you? Sometimes you get hit, but because you know what your objective is to get to know who this person is and how they operate, what happens is sometimes you get hit. Just sometimes it happens, and you get hit. But you got to be okay with getting hit. It's like you can't learn how to fight and not get hit. Like that just doesn't work that way. You're not going to be able to be perfect all the time, but you have to go out with the intention is that this is a learning experience.
Look, another way to put it is authenticity is not pre-planned.
It happens.
It just happens. And so what you're trying to do is be authentic while planning ahead a demeanor and a character to never get hurt or be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you can't pre-plan that. You got to just wake up every day and just be your authentic self. And then if threats come or issues come or whatever, you address them in the moment.
Yeah.
You wearing headgear and a mouthpiece on the train to the boxing ring.
That's a good way to put
it. That's a great way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, nobody's fucking with this guy. He showed up to the arena ready to
and
fight.
He got his hands up. He got the gloves on, and his hands is up. They be like, yo, you bring your ticket. You got tickets? And you're like, you got to put the gloves down. I can't even see your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's from fear. And understand something. You know, when I say fear, every guy gets nervous because when I say you're scared, dog, we all scared. Everybody. I get scared. Everybody gets scared. The problem is that you have to deal with the fear. You have to be able to be in the fear and still maintain your authenticity, which is not an easy thing to do, and it takes practice. And but if you're going in this with this thing, I'm gonna just do exactly what I do, and I'm not gonna make no mistakes, and I'm not gonna get hit. Life don't happen that way. You will fuck this up. I promise you.
I agree with you. I'm sorry. I agree with what you're saying, and the fighting analogy is a perfect analogy because I used to kickbox as well. But it's almost as if to me that's a little easier because that's physical pain. That's easy. You heal up.
It's only easier to you
know?
because you trained for it. You're used to the physical pain.
You ever see somebody? You know that people have gotten knocked out and died, right? Do you know that, right?
I've seen a guy have a seizure.
Right. Okay. So it's
My
not
friend
always.
was in this tournament over, and Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked his shin off.
It was
bad.
It was
he
bad.
got hurt real bad. A guy named
Damme.
Chung Lee.
What?
Broke his shin in half. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous sport.
Wasn't dead? What was it? Dead
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport was it?
Bloodsport was the one.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he have a long ponytail and a bald head?
No, not that one. That was a different one. I think that was Kickboxer.
Okay.
But the point is, like what Dante's saying is, you know, I mean, that's a thing where you could die. So you could go
you
into
acting like you get kicked in the head. You could die from that. You know, the physical is easier. Not if you die, nigga. You.
But it's easier for you. There's people who the physical part is easier. It just how happens to be that's your way. But you got to approach it with the same way of training, which is I got to go out there and shoot my shots, and I might get knocked out, but I get up.
I get up, and it's just, and I'm doing this with the intention on, like, if you did kickboxing the first time you spar, you're nervous as shit. But what happens is you do it in the confines, you keep your guard up, and then you don't. And even then, sometimes you could sleep and get your clock clean. But you do it in the confines of where you're trying to get your weight up and you're trying to get your skill set up, and so that you can come back. But understand something: there is no situation where fear doesn't exist and where you're not going to make mistakes. Two things that you will have to do for the rest of your life is ask for forgiveness and give forgiveness, because we are all flawed and we make mistakes and we oversee things. And what happens is you get better at it with time. You know, the way that fucking Steph Curry can drop threes like that and not even watch him drop is because he's done it so many times. He knows what it feels like. You know, I watched this thing the other day where Steph Curry was shooting, warming up, and he was missing a few shots, and he was like, yo, went to the officials, and he was like, yo, the rim is off. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? They measured the rim. It was off 3 inches. Like, he knew that, these shots are good. Something's wrong with y'all, because there's nothing wrong with me. Mm-hmm. But the only way you get that, Tony, is you get that by practice. And you got to make it, and you're not going to get through this, like the fear and stuff that you don't get to deal with the fear by hiding from it. You gotta put yourself through it. That's what laying the 5 bricks does. It makes it easier to go through these things. But at every level, there's always another level. There's another nuance, or there's another level of sophistication. And it takes time to get that. I got guys who I've counseled, and they're doing great and stuff, and they still will hit me, they got me. They got me. I had a guy was counseling, he was like, this chick, he fell in love with this chick, she broke his heart, and he was like, I was like, all right, 5 pussies away, get to work, right? And he goes, yeah, I just feel so, I just feel weird, like I had a threesome yesterday, and I go, really, you have a threesome? It's just every level is the same, so it's just different. Don't worry about it, man. If you keep listening, you keep practicing. I tell you to get the consultations. I mean, because I can walk you through it. A lot of this is the it's like we complicate it to the point where I can teach you things of how to recognize when
when your emotions are present and you're making mistakes purposefully. You know?
Like self-sabotage?
Yeah, sure, that happens too. Sometimes. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's your lack of authenticity.
Yeah.
Is actually a self-sabotage, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, man.
I agree.
Yeah, authenticity is very simple, bro. It's very simple, and you just got to understand it doesn't have to look perfect. He's trying to explain to you, embrace your fear.
Yeah.
Your authenticity doesn't have to be without fear, right? But you can be authentic in knowing there is fear there, and it makes me apprehensive, but own that, right?
And I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to maintain control of it.
There you go.
Let me tell you something. Punish is a fucking, he's not he'll catch that wreck. Like, he ain't no pussy. And neither am I. But when we hang out, it's nothing but laughing and getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get to be fucking silly dudes and just fun. But it's because we're not afraid of the fact that we got to turn on the other way.
Yeah.
You got to be comfortable with all of it, you know? I'm not uncomfortable with the way that I could be a savage sometimes. I'm really good at it. I'm better than most. Like, I don't have, like, if you gonna push me to that, I'm real comfortable with it. It takes a long time. Harry has this problem all the time. He scream on somebody and then feel bad about it afterwards, and it's like, no, they pushed you there. And sometimes you might jump the gun. You just go, oh, my bad, I misunderstood, I apologize. Nobody's perfect, you know?
Yeah. And so I'll give you something with authenticity that you just got to own, right? So Dante is the opposite of me, right? So
am I?
Yeah. In scenarios, I know, but in my authentic self, I know I can be too passive, way too passive. So, like, I took a long flight a couple of months ago, and the guy next to me took his shoes off, crossed his legs, and his foot was on my leg, and it was driving me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sleep, and I must have let this dude keep his foot on my leg for about 15 minutes with some apprehension of just, yo, bro, get your foot off of me. And I had to self-talk, and I finally knocked him, like, yo, my man, your foot. And he moved it.
Yeah.
But
it didn't even mean it. Just probably
he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, right? But inherently, I had this apprehension, right,
of just bother him,
of just being in a moment of overcompensating. But those are parts of me I gotta own, and I'm not gonna say it's a problem. It's something for me to work on necessarily, but that's in my authenticity, right? So just own. If you understand you have a fear, if you have a hiding your true self till you vet the situation or whatever the case may be, don't necessarily look at that as you have a problem with being authentic. That is authentic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just accept that and deal with it accordingly piece by piece instead of thinking you got to just show up perfect.
Yeah. You're never going to show up perfect. My authenticity has made Harry feel uncomfortable a lot.
At times. At times it has happened, yeah.
Because Harry knows. Oh, and also Harry has the ability to read it, right?
Before
so when somebody's disrespect and Harry will get a motherfucker to, hey,
don't do that.
Please.
Hey, don't do that.
Don't do that. You don't want to do that. Which usually is met with, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then I flip. Then I go, well, I tried. And then I sit down and get a good seat. I go, all right, let me see which seat of these is the best to watch what's about to go down.
Here's a funny thing. I was talking about the first time I kind of really liked you, the pun. We was at Encore or Belvedere. We was doing a show, and some dude didn't pay you, right? And I was kind of like the OG, and he was like, "What you call ain't pay me?" You remember this?
Yeah.
And I go, "Who didn't pay you?" I forget the promoter, right? I was like, "Stay here, I'll be right back," right? So I go in and I say, "Yo, you ain't paid. Yo, fuck that, smack."
Yeah.
Fucking pay. You don't do that. Yo, why you gotta? Don't.
good dude. Like, pay him. Yo, I'm not going. You fucked up my. And I was like, yo, here's your money, dog. Here's your money. But I didn't tell him I'll smack the dude. Because it don't matter. That the details is like. Okay. But why would you do that to somebody?
Yeah. Well, why is that? Why do you like Punisher because of that
Because
story?
he was like, because he was honest.
Yeah.
He was like,
He
yo,
wasn't
they
too proud.
Yeah, because I could have, in a non-authentic way, just act like everything was okay.
Yeah.
Act like it was no problem. Because, truthfully, somebody not paying you, it's kind of like punking you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right,
it's
right.
a
And you didn't handle
thing.
it yourself in theory. You're like, I don't want anybody to know that I just took that.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be authentic and real with it, this is what just happened. This is whatever. I voiced it. I didn't know him well, like
yeah.
And also, you're like, I don't know who I can knock out and never. I get it. You're like, I'll get blackballed from this. If
That too. The fear of not working, being a new guy. But he was like, yo, he wouldn't hit him. I was like,
what now? And Dante's itching it. Dante,
I'm not itching.
Nah, you love.
I'm not.
You love putting somebody in place who deserves to be put in place.
I would rather them just be in place. Like
I know you would rather.
I would rather just people be disrespectful. But if you're not, because here's the thing, I'm not disrespectful.
No.
I'm never disrespectful.
Except that voice you did, that impression you did of me a couple minutes ago. It felt mad disrespectful.
You guys, hey guys,
it was the list. It was the list.
Don't be so mean, guys.
I just think it's an accurate portrayal.
Oh, right. You know what? I gotta watch this back because maybe I do sound like that.
You guys, this is weird, guys. Let's calm down. But just don't. Why would you do that? Like, this is just so fucked up. So what I'm asking you to do is the same thing I do. Is just, and it's okay if you don't. But I respected the fact that he was like, "Yo, could you help me?" I was like, my thought was, man, that's fucking cool that he, thinks of me in that way. Like, I know you gotta understand, friendships is built from friendships built from when you know where we hid the bodies. That's how friendships. You don't become friends until you do things for each other. Like, so him asking me is as important as me looking out. Like, it's mutual. You understand?
Yeah, but I feel like the people I grew up around, if I asked them that, I feel like they would look down.
Yeah, but everybody
ain't
me, though. Everybody's not me. But you got to understand that when you got but those pussy-ass motherfuckers, because they're looking for people to take advantage of.
And then you missed the key thing he said. He ain't just say the people I'm around. He said my friends.
Yeah.
And everybody you're around is not your friend.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't have any friends. I don't believe in friends because, like I said, the people I grew up with. If I would tell them, if I would have said, "Hey, I got robbed. This guy, this and that," you go handle it. Is no one's coming to help me. It's like you go handle it.
That's
so
why
I
you don't
agree with
believe
Punisher
in
said.
friends. The concept of friends.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't believe in friends? You don't believe in horrible friends or people that don't have your back, but you can tell when people.
I feel like over time, I just kind of like. I don't bother with friends.
You need a consultation.
Yeah, that's more fear, bro.
Yeah, you need a consultation, though. You need to talk because there's a lot of this wound is still infected, dog. You put a Band-Aid on this motherfucker and there's still infection in that motherfucker, and it's manifested itself in so many ways. When you get a chance, get a consultation. We'll dig all that, flush that wound out, get it nice and clean, bandage it up, and then we'll start from scratch and figure out how to get you there where you need to get. But this is deeper than just and then you get a girl, then when you're your true self and then the girl leaves you for somebody else, and that's because there's no way you could tell me. I know that you may not see this, but you're so nice that when you're being your true self and the girl test you, because they always going to test you. A girl is going.
A great girl will test you. That's just in their nature. They're always.
She got to see if you. She got to. She got to give you shit to make sure you the shit. And when you go, when you show up to be the person that you say you are, they go, ooh, I like it. Then you never get rid of her.
Yeah, and then another thing he's not considering, man. If you're operating from a place of having no friends,
fear,
not connecting to anybody, when you do get a girlfriend, she's gonna be your entire world.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna
learn
be
to operate in
feared.
fear.
Yeah, you're gonna be scared to death because you're gonna be putting all your eggs in a basket on a ledge. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot,
with
man.
snakes
There's
trying
snakes
to come in there.
hanging out.
Wind blowing is on the, you know.
It seems like you're creating a lot of boundaries to avoid the conflicts or the things that you don't want or getting burned again in the past. And unfortunately,
John, we need to talk.
Yeah, you gotta.
We need to talk, bro.
You
we
definitely.
need to talk.
This seems like a deeper wound that some personal shit that happened, not just in relationships, but in life too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dudes who are listening to this that feel that way. Do you know what I mean? Like this is why. And I appreciate you talking. Yeah, I really appreciate guys like you calling in and talking and just being honest about it, because everybody thinks it's just happening to them and it's not. It's just the same things that happen to you will happen to somebody else, and that's what why this space is the safe space where you could come and talk. But this is also why I'm pressing you to be honest, where I'm pressing you to just say, yo, I'm afraid. I'm scared of this. Well, what are you scared of? This and that. And then I can help you overcome the fear because we know what it is. But
you got to do that Rocky through. I'm scared, okay? I'm afraid. Is that you want to hear?
No, I'm not scared to say
yes,
you are scared. You know what I mean? I know what the
are.
problems are. I just don't know how to go about solving them.
Yes,
hold on. You might know what the problems are, but you are scared to deal with the consequences and the difficulties and the results of the problem, even if you're aware of it. So what you're doing is, if I don't have any friends, then I don't have to deal with shitty friends, which is you're aware of it, but it's still, the result is still not positive for you. It's not okay. Your solution to it is wrong. So you might be aware of it, but your solution with how to fix it is wrong.
You got to build a house that you're comfortable with. You understand? And you got to put those bricks in place. And when there are things that don't fit in your house or a chair that doesn't fit your decor, you got to throw it out. But you don't just not have a house. You don't just sleep off the grid in a tent because you still got to build.
Man, if I don't have a house, then I don't have to pay house insurance. I don't have to fix the toilet. I just sleep in a tent.
Yeah,
and it's fine. I don't have to get mail. I don't have to get
wipe my ass with leaves. I'm good. So you understand what I'm saying? And you keep saying it's not fear, and I'm telling you it is. And I understand that
it is fear.
Okay, so but you just said it's not. So like you're fighting this in your sense, and what you got to understand is all I want to do is help you, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're scared. I don't care what the problem is.
This is part of the authenticity is that he gives back and forth because he's scared of being considered
and he
scared.
doesn't want. He also doesn't want me to look at him fucked up.
Right,
like, oh,
right,
you scared.
right.
Dog,
There's no shame in this. It feels like we're shaming you. There's no shame in it. It's just you need to acknowledge it to
fix it,
to survive it and live with it and fix it. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this one thing and then I'm gonna let you go and we're gonna shut this down. In order to get an Uber,
fuck the police. No, sorry.
Yeah, well, always that. But in order for you to get an Uber, there's two things you need. You need to know what your current location is, and you need to know your destination. If you don't put the right current location, then the Uber can't pick you up. Do you understand? So if you're afraid and you're not admitting to that, or you're not understanding, or if you're apprehensive, or you're saying something that you're not, and you're trying to sell that, the point is you're not giving the current location. So, and you gotta hook up with me, DanteandHarry.com. Get a consultation, bro, and we'll fix it. It's fixable.
I'm gonna set up a consultation.
All right, brother. It's honestly it's fixed. It's not hard and it's not fixed. It's definitely fixable. Okay.
Do I lay the 5 bricks first, or is there some stuff work that needs to be done?
Whatever the fuck. Just get to me, man, because you need some help. All right, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying, you're working.
I've heard you say this guy needs some help. I'm about to give him some help, and then I see his feet fly over his head. I go, oh, Dante. What does that sound? Oh, Dante's just helping somebody.
Harry, go ahead, talk.
If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/manschool202. That's where we do all the bonus content for the show. We do extra episodes and the classic episodes starting from episode 1. We upload them. And if you like me, please follow my channel at Harry Turjanian. That's where I do my little podcast. Harry has ADHD. It's a lot of fun. And,
all right, and this Punisher, you can reach me on Instagram at Get Punished, and I'll pop up here every now and then.
Yeah.
I love having Punisher here. Such a fun dude.
Y'all know what I mean. Yo, follow me on my YouTube channel, the Dante Nero YouTube channel. If y'all are on the Godfrey channel, please follow me on the Man School and follow the Dante Nero. Please also on my Instagram. It's just Google me, bitch. And don't forget that consultations, DanteNero.com. Click on consult. Don't forget the Patreon, patreon.com/manschool202. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted. Yo, I love y'all, man. Peace.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.